The Pistons have held exploratory trade talks with the Chicago Bulls surrounding Lonzo Ball. Question, if this happens, are the Pistons a sure playoff team?
The people are saying that, and this post has blown up since then. This was after just a half hour, and it was already at 11,000 engagements, man. So this thing is kind of blown up all across social media on our platforms. I believe that they have enough right now to at least be a play-in team, but you bring in another facilitator or somebody who can bring a little bit more in the front court. And I do believe that this is a playoff team.
Swish, swish, swish. Give me Lonzo Ball or give me death. Seriously. Lonzo, and here's the most important thing about Lonzo Ball. The most important thing right now is in the month of January, he's playing every night at about 25 minutes a night. That means his knee is healthy. It's or at least as healthy as it's going to be. Also, in the month of January, he is shooting 37% from three, which is more in line with what he was doing before he got hurt on the Bulls and what he was doing with the New Orleans Pelicans. Shout out Fred Vinson. And also with Lonzo Ball. And maybe this is a hot take. Lonzo is one of the best passers who walks planet Earth right now. Lonzo Ball, to me, is a better passer than Cade Cunningham right now.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball has that gift. And if you're talking about a secondary facilitator, a secondary ball handler, somebody who can also play off ball and knock down a three, somebody who's got great size, somebody who can defend as well, Lonzo Ball puts this team in the playoffs, no doubt about it.
I love that. I love it, man. And it's just seeing what happens to this offense when Cade is on the bench and having a rest, especially since Jaden Ivey's been down. That to me is where I'm just like, if you can get somebody like Lonzo Ball, who also is not necessarily looking for his shot first, he's looking to facilitate and to set players up and can also get you a floater. His shot has been improving, like you talked about. Man, oh man, I want to see something like this happen for these Pistons. And you talk about the deal. It's an expiring contract. You wouldn't have to necessarily give up much to get back. You talk about potentially some second-round picks and then something contractually to make the numbers work. And you're talking about $20 million plus in cap space coming off the books this summer.
Yeah, this is a swish. And I think a move like this does elevate them to a playoff team, for sure. The biggest question I would have is, do you want to start him, and maybe push Cade to the two, but still have him handle ball, still have him handle the ball in most situations. You could do that. But the fact that he's getting healthy now, he's not somebody like Sam said that's just hunting for his shot, although he can shoot the three. He can provide you some spark on offense. I think his playmaking ability is exactly what this team needs, especially if you were to put him on the bench.
And just remember, before we get to Chase, the way I was talking about Lonzo, you'd think I was mentioning Magic Johnson. I'm not. What I'm saying is that for this role on this team as the backup point guard, as somebody who could, I believe, play minutes with Cade even and fit fine. Yeah. This is what this team needs. They lost a lot in Jaden Ivey. And of course, what Lonzo Ball brings you isn't what Jaden Ivey did, but it's that type of player. I mean, I'm worried that Cade is just going to have a little bit too much on his shoulders moving forward instead of having to handle the ball all of the time. Not saying he can't. It would just be more advantageous to team success if you get somebody else who can.
And Lonzo Ball also gives you another off-ball shooter. So rather than having Marcus Sasser having to play the point guard position, you can put him at a position where he's more off ball. There were a couple plays where Malik Beasley was able to pump fake, get into the paint, and pass it off to Marcus Sasser in the corner. And what do you think he's going to do if he has a wide open three? More times than not, he's knocking that down. But when he's the guy that you're now asking to go be a point guard, which he's a combo guard, I believe you're taking him away from what he does well. If you bring in a guy like Alonzo, I believe you balance both the starters and the bench as well as the minutes without Cade much better. And then when you're talking about certain minutes where you can run Cade off ball, I know the Pistons, they're not going to take the ball out of Cade's hand.
No, I'm not saying
they're
you
gonna
should.
Keep that usage at 27. But
even if they were to kick him to the two, I would say he still handles the majority of the playmaking responsibility.
I would do stretches where it is Lonzo, a guard like that, kind of dominating from the one and Cade off ball, because that's where you get more or less Cade being able to take advantage of his footwork, especially the stuff in the post. I think that there are plays sometimes where the matchup dictates post him up, but he's the lead guard, and so you don't want to take the ball out of his hands.
Chase?
I think this is a swish. It's a Cade Cunningham swish. It's a Malik Beasley swish. A Tim Hardaway Jr. swish.
Is it a
Tobias Harris
see what you're doing there.
On the one basket, he'll make a game.
There we go. There it is.
Knew the shade was coming.
But yeah, no, like Sam was saying, like he's a great facilitator, and what we've talked about was, do we need a backup facilitator? I prefer starting power forward, but I would definitely take Lonzo on this team. I think he dramatically lifts the floor of everybody else around him. We've been playing a lot better. I think he's a little bit of an underrated defender as well. So I think that bringing him in for that, not only to pass the ball as well, to facilitate the offense, is going to be could be very beneficial for this team. So I mean, I'm going to say swish. I'd definitely take Lonzo on this team.
Oh, all day.
I already know what you said.
All day, this is a switch for me. I've wanted this dude on this team for a while now. I'm glad the Pistons are trying to at least explore this a little bit more. Although I am a little bit leery of him, as Flannel, as you said, he's getting those minutes. He's getting back healthy. So I kind of want just a little bit of insurance coming back the Pistons' way if they do decide to, explore this trade a little bit more. But this is a switch for me. I want this man on this team.
And I get it. And for the detractors, I'm not asking him to play more than 20 to 25 minutes a night. That is just fine with me. JB, let's do one more and then go to break. What do we got next?
I gotcha. Let's switch over. How about hockey? You guys
let's do it.
Yes.
All right,
I've been waiting for this one. I want to hear from Flannel especially.
All right. Too bad the Red Wings don't have a superstar. From Big Head Hockey, power play points led this season. 27 from Nikita. I'm not even going to try Kucherov. 25 from Jack Hughes and 24 from Lucas Raymond. Raymond has been so good this season. Swish or brick?
I am going to go brick, and that doesn't necessarily mean that Lucas Raymond isn't a full-blown superstar right now. What he can be, but he definitely has superstar potential. I mean, when you look at this graphic, when you look at him in the same company as a Nikita Kucherov and a Jack Hughes, it speaks for itself. The 56 points in 50 games, the way that he really at times at the end of the year when the Wings were struggling, put them on his back. And you know what this graphic also tells you about power play scoring? You could realize this if you don't even watch the games and just look at the box scores, which I don't do. So stop typing. I set myself up for that one. But the point is that the Red Wings are a team throughout this entire season, even when they've been playing better under Todd McClellan. When you look at in totality, have been way too power play dependent. However, Lucas Raymond has also shown to be a demon on said power play. Look at that graphic. That tells you that even if you want them to be better on 5-on-5, the fact that they are excelling on power play, the fact that the power play throughout a large chunks of the season has really saved them and kept them afloat, that falls at the feet in a good way of one Mr. Lucas Raymond. So Lucas Raymond is well on his way to superstardom. I just can't go there yet, but that is not a knock.
I was going to say, you know what, Brick, but I believe he's on his way. It's an ascension for him. And to see him go out there night after night and be really one of the most consistent players on this team, it's awesome to see because there are so many other names there. And I do feel like sometimes Lucas Raymond's name, it's not necessarily an afterthought, but it just doesn't get brought up sometimes when I hear people talk about the discourse around Mo Sider, Dylan Larkin, Patrick Kane, Alex DeBrincat, and I feel like he's one of those ones that when you see people like this, like the Octopus Store, put these things out there, I think it's because everybody else out there sees it too. He's well on his way.
And this also speaks to as well Lucas Raymond's growth as a facilitator. I mean, people were talking about, I know like Spenny predicted 40 goals, which isn't going to happen, but with Lucas Raymond, I mean, you saw it last night as well. It's the facilitating. It's the I believe 36 assists that he has right now, which is insane. It's last night. It's orchestrating the power play and finding DeBrincat for a goal. It's flipping the puck ahead so that Casper can have his breakaway. Lucas Raymond is making a ton of strides both in facilitating, and I would also go defense as well, while also being a great goal scorer and while being an excellent power play player. So Lucas Raymond, he is the least of the Red Wings worries right now, and I think you could argue is the best overall player on the team.
Yeah, I agree with both of y'all. This is a brick, but he's well on his way. And thank God that the power play numbers are better, because the beginning of the year, it was kind of rough from a power play perspective. But they seem to be getting back on track. And Lucas Raymond is somebody that, all offseason, a lot of people expected him to take that next step and to be a guy that puts the puck in the net. And, by all accounts, he's been able to do that so far. So, and like Sam said, he's growing as an all-around player as well. So let's just enjoy the ride. Right now, he's not there yet, but he will be. He will be.
This is a full ice shot at an empty net that goes just wide for an icing. He's making some very big improvements. I do feel like that is a little bit of stat picking in that tweet, because Nikita Kucherov has 73 points on the season to Lucas Raymond's like 56. So, I mean, comparatively on the power play, but as Sean Belizean says, man cannot live on power play goals alone. So, but I mean, like Sam said, defensively, his improvements, he was the worst plus minus on the team last year. Right now, he's -2. So, I mean, and his assist numbers have been consistent all throughout the year. At the beginning of the year, people were talking about when's he going to score his first goal, but he was never short on providing and getting other teammates opportunities to get the puck in the net. So he's improved his game all around, and I think he has the potential to be that top tier name here in Hockeytown. But right now, he's just got a little bit more to go.
You're right, Chase. He's not in Kucherov's league as an overall player. He's not Jack Hughes as an overall player. I just think it's impressive that the power play numbers, he's even in the same room as those guys, because he's not there yet. You're right.
Yeah.
JB?
This is a brick for me as well, too. Lucas, you're on your way right now, so let's not rush perfection. It's a slow process, and as soon as he gets there, he will be on the rise. But as of right now, he's just working, improving, getting better and better. And hey, you're with the Red Wings, so automatically, bro, they're gonna make you a star. So just chill out, wait on your time, man.
Hey, let's do some more when we get back, because this is a lot of fun, and we've got all the time in the world. But tell us about merch.
Yep, merch? I will tell you guys about merch and some jars. So merch.com, woodwardsports.com, click on that shop tab. We are dropping new designs for you every single week. Grit don't quit, and we got it on a t-shirt as well too. Detroit football, and they can't take it away from us. 2024 NFC divisional champions, belts to ass. Go and pick up one today. woodwardsports.com, click on that shop tab. New designs every single week for you. Go and grab some, get some.